Now, Washington Mornings on the Mall.
105.9 FM.
And AM 630.
WMAL.
So you want to know the price of regulation? You want to talk about the thousands and thousands of pages that we put on the backs of the job creators? You want to talk about creating jobs in America? When you want to see a nation that doesn't want to participate but wants to dominate in the world market, then let them rise. Take the heavy boot off the throat of America's job creators and let them breathe.
If you did not see this speech or have seen it played back, just go to the web and Google it because it is well worth the 5 minutes of your time. How are you, Congressman Mike Kelly?
I'm great.
This speech just lit him up. Talk about that moment on the floor of the House and why you feel so passionately about this issue.
Well, I think that the frustration, especially from the 87 freshmen that I came in with, I think is pretty evident now because we thought really we could come in and do things a lot quicker and get more things done. We've been watching now for 19 months and saying, my gosh, this country has got to get up and get going again. We've got to get people back to work. And, you know, Brian, I got to tell you, there is a passion for this country. I mean, I love it, and I know all of us do. All Americans have a deep, deep love for their country. But I think at some point we've got to stop thinking things are going to go okay. They're going to work themselves out. They are not going to work themselves out. We have looked at an administration that is absolutely hogtied this economy for the last 3.5 years, and we've got to this fall get out and make the difference between two stark choices. One group that thinks we need a bigger Washington that needs to spend more money, tax you more, and regulate you more, and then accuse you of not paying your fair share and not really doing it on your own. And then another side that says, you know what, we believe in oversight, not over-regulation. We believe in protecting our citizens and their safety and their well-being. But by the same token, we need to make Washington smaller, spend less, and be more responsible. So I think that for me, at 64 years old is where I am now, and coming from where I came from in the private sector with a family. My dad started as a parts picker in a General Motors warehouse, went to the war, came back home, started our business. One little one-car showroom. You know, I'm an automobile dealer. We built into something, and we did build it. We didn't look for anybody else to help us. We did it on our own. Made a lot of mistakes along the way. Spilled some blood. It was all ours. Those bloody noses were our bloody noses. And you know what? We made some mistakes, but we got through it. But we're at a point right now, Brian. I mean this. We have got to take back this country. We have got to get the greatness of this America back and on track. And there is no reason for this country. What our Creator has given us, give us the opportunities. There's no reason for us to be wallowing in the mire. My goodness. I mean, and I said this before, we're not just going to participate, we're going to dominate. We are going to dominate in a global market that allows America to get back to work. And keep in mind the number 23. 23 million Americans either out of work, underemployed, or just gave up looking.
That's amazing.
Are they not more important than the 23 senators that Harry Reid's trying to protect in this re-election thing? So I'm just telling you, I really feel very passionate about this. We have got to get this country back on track. We've got to get people back to work.
You know, it was a patriotic speech. The people, members of the House, chanting USA, some at least, at the end of your speech. And you specifically talked about, hey, there are no red jobs or blue jobs or libertarian jobs or Democrat or Republican jobs. They're just red, white, and blue American jobs.
Absolutely.
How many Democrats, though, wound up voting on this bill? And do you think that your message, which was, hey, we need to get Americans working again, bottom line, is resonating with Democrats in this country?
Well, you know, I sure hope so, because at the end of the day, this is an American message. This is not a Democrat or Republican message. And I mean this sincerely. I didn't come to Congress. I'm a Republican, and I came because I really do believe in the Republican principles. But I didn't come just to help Republicans. I came to help everybody that's in our district. And I think all of my colleagues feel the same way. So I don't know on the other side how they voted. I really didn't, count noses or anything like that. All I was concerned with is we had a really great piece of legislation that we thought it was imperative to shine a light on what the red tape is doing and how it is having this dire effect on job creators. We just can't move forward. I am one of those people. I look at my dealership, and my goodness, I did a walkthrough with OSHA one time, and they looked at above our paint room. This is a paint room when we paint cars, and there's a space about 4.5 feet between the top of the paint room and the roof of the building. And the person from OSHA says, hey, you're going to have to put a fence around that. I said, why do I do that? He said, so nobody could fall off. I said, how would they get up there? He said, well, I don't care, but I'm just telling you that's the space you have to protect. I said, oh, my goodness, what are we talking about? And you know, you look at all these different things that are going on out there, and you start to scratch your head and you say, no wonder. You know the old saying that don't worry about the mule, just load the wagon? I got to tell you, Brian, I think the mule's about ready to unhook himself and say, why should I continue to pull a heavy load on people that don't care about me and my well-being? They keep regulating me and overtaxing me and then tell me I'm not paying my fair share and tell me I didn't do it on my own. The heck with that. I'm not going to pull. But I know what America's like. I know what makes it great. I know the type of people we are. We can win this. It's not an option. You can't stay on the sidelines. You got to get so fully engaged, and it's just, this is a critical time in our nation's history. We have got to take back this country.
So tell the story about the guy in your hometown who was trying to build a baseball stadium. And apparently this has something to do with the ADA Act, right?
Yes. And this is some of this stuff that you go through. It's a little park called Pullman Park. Pullman railroad cars used to be built in our town, and they're gone now. They went away in the early 80s. But we had Pullman Park, where the Yankees farm team used to play. Joe DiMaggio played there at one time. They used to come in and play the Butler Yankees once a year. Well, this park was kept alive by some really good friends of mine. A guy named Bill Spahn, who works and makes steel and would work double shifts and come over to that park and try to keep it alive. And Tom Bernatowski and his wife Lucy, they would run the concession stand. Listen, these guys kept the lights on. They plunged the
just good, hard-working folk, right?
The guys that did everything. No cost. We get this ballpark renovated. Put a lot of time into it. The day we're going to open up, they called me up and said, Mike, you better get down to the ballpark. They're doing a walkthrough, and they're telling us that we've got some major problems. So I go down, and I said, well, what's the problems? I mean, we put a lot of time in this. And the guy said, let me show you. You got a major problem here. I walked to where we walk into. He says, I'm going to show you the restrooms. So I walked in. I said, what's wrong? I mean, we've got almost as many restrooms here. I've never seen this many restrooms for a small park. He said, well, look at those mirrors. I said, yeah. He goes, they're a quarter-inch too low. I said, you're kidding me, right? I mean, you're putting me on. He goes, nope. You can't get an occupancy permit unless that mirror is put up to where it should be. I said, oh, come on. You're putting me on. We've got 1,500 people waiting to come into this ballpark tonight. It's taken years to renovate it, and you're going to tell me it can't? No, it can't be done. This is just the regulation. And there were other things in that ballpark, by the way. I think one of the fire extinguishers wasn't hung in the right spot. It was maybe 5 or 6 inches one way to the left or to the right. And there was some other things that we had to do that you or I would look at and say, my goodness, this can't possibly be happening. But this is what we go through every day in the private sector. People from the government who've never done what we've done, never walked in our shoes, never worried about paying the bills the way we do, sign the front half of the check and making sure that your associates are paid. I mean, many of us don't take a paycheck ourselves to make sure our employees get paid. These folks tell you, hey, this is the way it's got to be, and you ask them, well, how did this come about? Well, that's just in the statute. This is the way it's got to be. This doesn't make any sense. Of course it doesn't make any sense. It's the government, again, putting its heavy boot on the throat of job creators and telling them, you're going to do it our way or you're not going to do it at all. And they've got to take that boot off and let us breathe. They're killing this country, Brian.
Congressman Mike Kelly, it was great to have you on the program. It was a fantastic speech,
Congressman.
and we look forward to talking to you down the road.
Thanks so much.